Hello. Long time no see. I haven't done this in so long. Now that I have all the time in the world to be doing this, I'm going to try and start up again. Work's been really hard, obviously, because of the virus going around, which is horrible. I hope everyone is safe and looking after themselves well. It is a really hard time for everyone, especially financially. Not just financially, like mentally as well, emotionally. I just feel for everyone that it's a massive wake up call, and I really hope everyone's taking the time to really go within and look after themselves, and to let go and to not have any obviously have control over yourself, but to not be clinging on to the lack of control that we have right now, because we aren't in charge of this phase in this series, you know. So I'm going to do a reading, honestly, just winging it, so I'll just talk for however long I want to. If anyone was or is interested in my readings, I'm sorry that I haven't been on it for so long. I have literally had so much stuff going on, and I just, I have to really have energy to be doing this, especially because it just comes out of my free time, and it's not that I don't want to do it, but it is draining and I get tired, and when I'm busy doing my life, I get tired. So here I am, back, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to give it a quick shuffle. Too many cards. Let's see what everyone's general energy is. Pull 3 to start with, and then I'll just keep pulling as we go. So straight away we've got the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles following. The Page of Pentacles, and we've got 4 because they come out, and the 4 of Swords. So straight away I can see it's like I can see people's sort of wandering spirits at the moment. Around us is sort of lacking that nourishment, and we're sort of lacking all that sort of materialistic stuff that really used to drive us, you know what I mean? And that's what would entertain us, and that's where we'd find this sort of fun and I don't know, I feel like when it comes to people nowadays sort of going out and having fun and going on an adventure, it's always something to do with money and spending and saving and eating and absorbing and shopping and all this stuff. And I feel like at the moment, at this current energy, is we're in a dry spell, and you take what you get and you take what you're given, and you have to run with it. And I feel like the energy at the moment with the Page of Wands, it's actually really optimistic. I feel like even though it's such a horrible time and there's a lot of horrible things happening, it really is, but it's a time where people are like, okay, I have to reinvent my ideas, I have to reinvent how I'm going to have fun and how I'm going to create and how I'm going to move forward and how I'm going to make money. People, this dry spell can be going on for a very long time, and you're I feel like everyone's sort of looking up and going, okay, I need a new plan, I need to create something, and it's such a creative time at the moment. it is feminine energy. It's creating source out of our ideas. I feel like a lot of people are doing pretty good. Like, people around my area that I see on my social media and things, like, I applaud. Like, a lot of people are coming up with really cool ideas, creating their own little businesses, helping people out, you know, spreading positive messages. You know, if anything, like, if all you can do is do something over social media, go for it and do it. Like, if you can do it from home and stay safe and stay healthy and help people, go for it. I feel like a lot of it is business ventures. I feel like people are starting to, it's like this magic out of all the horror, I guess, is starting to bubble up, and people are starting to become more creative and reinvent themselves and invent these new ideas and about how they want to go about things and what they actually want to do out of their passion. So we've got the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles in front. So it's like creating this foundation. It's recreating who we are and how we go about things, even if you notice it or you don't. It's like you're looking to. It is backwards on here, but this is how the Page of Wands is looking at the Page of Pentacles, and as you can see, like the land in the background, it's like, okay, I need to come up with an idea to create this lush life, you know what I mean? And it can't be something too big. You know, we don't have the resources, unless you're very lucky, to be able to create this big kingdom, which is in the back of your mind, this King of Pentacles. So I feel like for a lot of people, whatever you're working on now, and whatever mindset or business venture you're working on now is actually leading you to this king. At the moment, you're at the page, and it's new, it's fresh, and you sort of have to go through. You're gonna have to go through some experiences to obtain this leadership in whatever you're trying to create, basically, and this abundance, and to see really the fruits of the labor. It's like you're building from scratch. You know, you have to go from a dry spell to nothing to literally just magic in the air. Okay, what am I going to create out of this? And then it grows, and you've got that land, and you go, okay, I've got my foundation. Like, I sort of know what I want to do now, like how I'm going to move into it. And as you grow and as you experience, you get the kingdom. You go from oh, it's going to be backwards. Basically, it's like this, right? So this is in the back of your mind. The kingdom, the king, the fruits, the discipline, the ambition, and just that sense of accomplishment within yourself. If you just look at like the land, it goes from the dry spell and the ideas and the wands, the magic wands, and just the birth of these sprouts, and you're moving into, it's like, okay, I've got an idea and I've planted it, and okay, it's starting to grow now. It's not just in my mind, it's not just on my wand, it's in my surroundings now. I've created a foundation. It's here, people can see it, and okay, what am I going to do with this new idea and this new tangible thing that I have created? What am I going to do with that? And you know, in the back of your mind, if you looking into business, I feel like it is like a business venture for a lot of people, or just creating new ideas to liven things up for people around you. It's like, okay, how can I create this kingdom? How can I create this kingdom for my society, my community to come into? How can I keep it safe? How can I keep it sturdy? And how can I keep it like growing? At the moment, I feel like what you need at the moment is to really meditate on that idea. You have to be passionate about something to keep it going, and it does take time, you know, and we fail and we make mistakes and we have to reassess and start again and be honest with ourselves. I feel like truth is a big thing, you know. We're not always right and we don't always make the right decisions, but if you can keep learning and not even just put your wins on the wall, put your failures on the wall and look at them every day and see what you can do better, see how you can work around that. That's how you're gonna manifest this beautiful kingdom, basically, that you have created, that has stemmed from your idea and your magic. See how you've gone from the page, well, you will go from the page to the king. You've still got that idea. It's the same passion. It's the same foundation. I've been bitten on the face. You know, and you'll be able to look down on it and really appreciate that and appreciate the time that you have invested into it and the patience. I feel like time and patience during this period is what you need, and luckily a lot of us have time on our hands, so really work with it. I feel like we've got the queen of wands, so it's really you have luck on your side to be able to create this. If you can take this from your feminine side and go with it, I feel it can't really be a sense of like that masculine control. And that's not always a negative thing. Like, we need to have control over our lives, but I feel like this is just passion. It comes from the heart. You've got ambition. Like, you need to like grip onto that like feeling of like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna create this. I'm gonna be this. You know, like the black cat is your intuition and your good luck. You know, follow your intuition. Follow your gut, because this is that gut feeling is starting your journey. It's the beginning of your journey. That gut feeling is, if you can follow that and take the first step, you see the leaves and you're like, okay, this is coming together now and I can be the ruler of this and I will be the ruler of this. And you know, like, when you're following that sort of ambition, it gives you confidence. It makes you feel like you've achieved something, even if it's something small. And I feel like it could be like within yourself as well. Business things aside, like, you have to acknowledge yourself first and appreciate yourself and believe in yourself enough for it to happen. And when you take those first steps, it's not just building your business or building your ideas up, it's building you as a person. It's making you more solid. And when you're more solid, you're more confident because you know who you are, and you're starting to really it's like you strip yourself down as you build yourself up. And it makes you more beautiful. When you're being authentic to yourself and doing the things that you love, it makes you more beautiful. And you're able to see yourself more beautiful, and people are able to acknowledge you for being more beautiful. All the hard work will pay off, and you will see like a positive outcome. Like, you will have justice. Like, it might take time, and it might take some trial and error, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you keep going and you keep believing in yourself, you're going to achieve good things. Yeah, that's just confirmed it. The Ten of Pentacles. This is like longevity. It's financial abundance and it's stability, and that's coming from it's that sense of balance again. Like, we had the Justice card come out. You know, it has to be, decisions have to be made from a balanced place, a balanced mental space, basically. So when we can control our mind, and when we don't, you know, we have to take our mistakes and our failures as lessons, and we have to be accountable for them. And you know, you can either sort of throw yourself in the bin with them, or you can throw them in the bin, dust off your hands and do something better. And I feel like a lot of people are dusting their hands off and moving on to something better, because everyone, I feel, is sick and tired of, you know, the up and down, the roller coaster. Like, life is a roller coaster, but you don't need to take the crashes as like a burn, you know what I mean? Like, it just dust yourself off and move on. Just like the earth itself, like, I'm sure she's just like, I am fucking sick of this shit, you know? Like, I am dusting this shit off, and I don't care who I ruin in my way, I am dusting this off, because I don't deserve this, you know? And I feel like, you know, we're facing the consequences as like a human race for that, but, you know, it's like we're learning from it as well, and we're following in the footsteps of life, you know what I mean? It's a cycle, it's a process, and if we don't force ourselves against it and we don't fight against it, we can work with it and, you know, become one with it. And I feel like for such a long time, life has been masculine, but don't get me wrong, masculine energy is beautiful and it's inspiring, but when it's out of balance and it's out of whack, it's quite dangerous. And look, don't take my words wrong, I'm thinking more of like a worldly aspect, but it's abusive, you know what I mean? It's like, how do I explain? I'm trying to think of the word. It's like an abuse of authority, you know, like when we ignore our feminine, it's like you know, like, I just literally had the words in my head, but I'm having a few things go through my head right now. It's like ignoring our human nature, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be balance and there has to be understanding, and I guess when you break that down to yourself, you need to learn to let go. You need to learn to not have to wear your mistakes like who they are and sort of who you are, if that makes sense, and see yourself as like a failure, but have to be hard and like have to like carry this thing inside of yourself. I really hope this is making sense, because I'm sort of going into different avenues right now, but when we come back down to earth, you know, there's a softer side to us, and there's an acceptance, and I feel like that's what is needed. It's to get to this 10 of Pentacles is that acceptance of both sides, and the failures don't allow that to build more walls, because we've had too many walls, too many inner battles and outer battles, and it's like, let's just make peace. You know, that's what needs to happen. Even in your decisions, it's like, okay, if I can't go this way and I can't make the decision, or someone disagrees with this, I'm not going to fight it, I'm not going to battle it, I'm going to recreate it. Let's negotiate. Let's you know, even if it's just with yourself, it doesn't even have to be with someone, but let's negotiate and see what we can do that may be more realistic, or may work for more people, or work for you more. So that decision making is essential, and yes, don't forget about that first idea, but be open to sort of going with the flow and still following your ambition, but just knowing that if you can go about things kindly and still follow what you want to do, you're in your flow, you know, like you're still in charge, you're still grounded, you're still making these decisions, but you have that trust. And when you have that trust and confidence in yourself and confidence in what you're trying to achieve is worth it, you know, the universe takes you down that flow, it takes you down that road, and, you know, you'll hit some rocks and you'll you'll still experience that feeling, but the roughness of the ride, but it's still smooth. You know what I mean? If you don't fight it, you just go around those things, and you can make decisions, and it's like a flow. So I feel like coming into this feminine energy is just don't control, like let go, because if you try and control, you're just gonna smash into those rocks, and it's gonna freaking hurt. You know what I mean? So just flow around them like water in the river, flow around the rocks. So I feel like that decision making from both aspects is going to push you into a really good place. It's going to push you into the things you love, and when you're doing something you love, you're successful at it, and you create abundance, and you can have that for your family, and you can have that for your future life, you know what I mean? And your present life. Your present life can be just as enjoyable if you see it that way. Like this is going to be, I feel like it's just gone from a lot of business, even it's gone into a relationship, and I feel like this commitment to your job it's here. It's going to bring you this prosperity. It really is. Yeah, so if you put these three cards into a relationship as like relationship aspect as well, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. And basically the three is a representation of birth, and you're birthing this new idea, which is gonna be something that is with you for a lifetime, or is with you to create this abundance that you've needed for that first push in for your lifetime. You know what I mean? But it's like you follow your path, and in a relationship sense, I feel like your partner's is creating. It's they're following their path as well, and that's what it's balancing you guys out, and it's a use of both ideas and both energies that is really making this commitment worth it, and it's going to create this beautiful, happy home, love, stability. Like, I love the little puppy dogs in this card. Like, it represents purity and just love and playfulness, and the family's there, and the old man is the longevity, and he has the fruits. Like, you are this person, and your partner could be as well. I feel like in the relationship sense, it's you guys both carry this ambition and this drive, but it's almost like you guys balance each other out. Like, I feel like it's a real fiery energy at the moment, which is ambitious, creativity. I feel like that's the feminine side. It's like really, really willing to create something, and I feel from a masculine point of view, and this doesn't have to be gender specific, it's just energy. You could feel it vice versa. So from the masculine point of view, I feel like it's really about creating this long lasting sort of energy, and you want it to be stable, and you want to be stable as a person as well. And I feel like you guys lead each other through your own intuition. Like, there's a balance between two people, and not everyone's perfect, not everyone is balanced, but people have traits, you know what I mean? And when these people come together, there's this alignment that gives and receives to each other, and it's not always like on this flat line, but it's not always this up and down roller coaster, it's just like this. It's like a little learning curve, and you are very always close to that balancing line, if that makes sense, or will be. So it's almost like, if this is a partnership as well at work or creating something, it's like someone has the idea and someone has the creativity to make it happen, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like the both desires are like flowing together, business or love, you know what I mean? Or in a romantic relationship. Someone knows what they want and is grounded in that, and someone also knows what they want, but but is also like helping to create and help it grow, you know what I mean? It's really good energy. Like there's no stagnant energy, I don't think. I feel like it's a very mature energy, but it's something new and it's something fresh. Yeah, and we have the Seven of Swords, and I feel like there's people coming to this decision either to be in a commitment in a relationship or to really go ahead in an idea. And yeah, things are going to change, and things need to be reassessed and spoken about, and there needs to be a lot of truth in the matter. If you guys want to stand tall and you guys want to have this long-lasting relationship, there needs to be this sort of like if things change and if things happen unexpectedly, and it's like, are we going to stand together? If things get carried away, are we still going to stand strong together? Are we still going to be solid in this idea, in this business venture, or in this relationship? You know, yeah. I'm gonna pull some more cards. So it's like it's a really good reading at the moment. I just feel like there's a lot of creativity in the air, and you know, if you're struggling to be creative, even in your relationship, just it's like, don't try to build materialistically. Don't try to build like, you know, with physical blocks in front of you, like you're trying to build this tower up and you can see it, and you know soon in a couple of days I'm going to have the last brick on top. You know, it doesn't work like that. We're talking about plan. We're talking about on paper, the structure in our minds, and really analysing and thinking about things. And if things need to change them. If you need to grow in a certain aspect, work on growing. You know, it's not at the moment. It's really not about putting the cherry on top. It's not about finishing the last brick and having this kingdom in front of you. It's really about laying the foundations. You know, this is our fresh start. This is your opportunity for you guys at home listening to this. If you're in lockdown, you know, like, this is your opportunity to recreate yourself. If you like writing, write. If you love music, listen to it. Create your own. Record yourself. Listen to yourself. You know, like, don't be afraid to acknowledge yourself doing something different. Don't be afraid to express yourself in ways that you don't always do. Like, we get so used to doing things like working and going out and drinking and I don't know, like, just all those really, it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but a lot of one energy, it's more than the other. It's not balanced, you know. So it's like, you know, it's I don't know what it's like for left-handers, but I'm a right-hander, and it's like I use my right hand for everything, and then you do your left hand, you're like, whoa, that feels so weird. But if you work on writing, you get a little bit better, and you get a little bit better. And, you know, if you keep doing that, you're like, oh shit, like, I can do both. You know, I can achieve both because I worked on it and I found that balance, and I understand it now, and I understand how it works. Like, I feel like that's what we're trying to enter at the moment, is using your left hand, you know, like trying something different, being something different, seeing yourself from different angles. Do what you love, like, be a different person. If you have addictions and things like that, be strong with yourself. Be like if your heart and that little voice in the back of your head is going like, I don't want this anymore, I don't want to be this person anymore, use that drive. Listen to the intuition, listen to the kitty talking to you, you know, listen to your intuition and flow. Don't fight it, you know. Don't go back to the addiction because that's fighting it. That's pushing it away. That's going against it. You know, take the first step. Take the first leap, because as soon as you take it, the growth begins. And then maybe just, you know, that little bit of work with the left hand. You know, that keep doing that. A couple days makes weeks worth of difference, you know what I mean? And a couple weeks makes months worth, and months worth is years worth in the rest of your life, you know? So look at it like that, break it down, and don't see it as, oh, it's only been a couple weeks. Be like, no, like, before I know it, I'm going to be so used to this, and I have this thing in front of me, you know what I mean? Like, you've laid the foundations down, you've put the work in, and you're a different person for it. And if you want to be a different person, it's only up to you to do it. You can't depend on people. You can't blame people. You can't blame your life. You know, if you want something, if you want change, you have to be it. And you have to believe it, and you have to see it first. So, yeah, I think that's the message. Like, I don't want to pull too many cards, because it's just, it's as simple as that, really, you know? You're creating your garden. You and your partner are creating your garden. You're creating longevity. And yeah, it's about being vulnerable, but not being too flighty about it, and not being too scared, you know? Like, sometimes when we're vulnerable, it's like you feel like everyone's watching you, and you know when you do something for the first time and you just feel like in the back of your head that everyone's eyes are on you, and you're like shaky, and you like, oh, like I can't do this, and then you sort of stuff up because you feel like everyone's watching you. But if you can accept that feeling and just be like, fuck it, everyone is watching me, if I stuff up, I'll just do it again and prove them wrong that I could do it, because I always knew I could do it, but I was just embarrassed because I feel like I'm being watched, or I feel like there's something bigger watching me, you know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Like, we had the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, you know. The Page of Swords, it's all about conquering, you know, like, see how his or her body is, it's like, it's facing something, but the body's pulled away, you know, like, you don't want to be vulnerable, you don't want to face this thing you see as a beast, you know, but you're going to. You're holding your sword up, and you are going to conquer the beast. You're going to be vulnerable, and even if that beast is yourself, Page of Cups is water, and with the fish in the cup, you know, if you have to face yourself, do it, and be like, I see this energy, like the Page of Cups, is sort of like, you know, do a dance with yourself. It's like playful, you know, play a dance with yourself, and find new ways other than just freaking out about it and making it hard and stressful for yourself. Just do a dance, you know, like dance with your ideas, and ring around the rosy, like, you know, just I'm gonna come up with something, and it doesn't matter how many times I go around, like, or how many times I fall. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it. If it's not my partner, I'm just gonna do it with me. I'm gonna look myself in the eye and just ring around the rosy with myself until, like, there's no one else here. I'm just in my own circle, you know, like, it's just me against me. So if you can take that energy on, you're going to be really successful. Like, you have all 4 pages. This is something new, and it's here for you to conquer. Like, it is here for you. And underneath that, the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like that ambition and that drive and that feminine side really does turn into something. It's not just an idea. It's not just that plan, you know? Like, you conquer masculine and feminine. You're both. You both nurture your ideas, your very first ideas, and this is your, like, tangible idea. This is your plan. This is what you want in your life. but it's also like, how are you going to go about it? Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be when you have all this? Are you going to be kind? Are you going to be loving? Are you going to be nurturing towards yourself? Are you going to be a queen? A true queen that looks after the people around them and believes in herself and has that strength. You know, that's what it's about. Being the king in control, not in control and out of control. You know what I mean? You're in control. You're disciplined. And you made it happen. You're both. And if this is a relationship, both. You both have it. It's about the structure. It's about patience and planning and sitting on that idea and believing. Believe in the plan. Believe in the plan and the foundations. This is the plan. It's warm. You're meditating on it. You know what you want. Yes, there's failures on the wall. Yes, you used to worry, and yes, that's who you used to be, or whatever. Believe in what you know now. Believe in who you are. Rest on it and believe in it, because you have this outcome. This is the new beginning. This is the outcome. And this is the commitment. Commit. Because it looks good. It really does. And it's going to be successful. Like I said, you're going to have the justice. The Hierophant, it's like, oh my god, I'm going to sneeze. They say look at the sun when you need to sneeze. It's gone. So we have the Hierophant, number 5. Shit's changing. Your persona's changing. And that's my ring to go, basically. But you're going to be successful. Hang on. Yeah. Successful with your friends. Successful with your family. It's going to be harmonious. And you're going to be moving on. It's like it's just clarifying again, like, it's going to be successful. This business venture is going to be successful. It's going to fill your cup up. And yeah, don't lose sleep over it. Don't lose sleep worrying about what the outside world thinks or is doing. Create with what you have. Do your best. Like, coming from me, I do these things, you know, like, with a cracked phone. I don't even have a room, like, to do my reads. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sometimes I used to get so down about it, like, so down that I didn't have all this stuff, but I had this idea, and I have like, this plan, you know, and sometimes I don't even know how to put it in place, but every day, like, I learn to flow easier and easier, and there's people around me that are helping me and inspiring me, and use the people around you, and basically, if you can be that person to inspire someone else's idea, be that person, be that healer, be that energy, you know what I mean? Like, not everything is perfect at all. Even when you achieve this goal, say, it might not feel perfect, but you have to believe in yourself and believe in your path, and if you believe that this is your purpose, then you have to, like, have the guts to follow it, you know? Yeah, there'll be times where you lose sleep, or you already have, or you might be, or you might feel like you're at this place of achievement already, but there's always more growth. There's always more to make of it. So yeah, grab it and go and run with it. So lots of love. Bye. It's good to do this again. See ya.